Hello and welcome to Elecspo. My name's James, and so far we've looked at what various clubs will look like in 2025 on Football Manager 20. From Arsenal to PSG, Celtic to Bayern Munich. But today we're going to try something different. Using a fresh simulation, I've gone July 1st, 2025, just like on the previous simulation. But rather than look at what clubs now look like in 2025, we're going to look at where today's players are now. Using the club's last game at the time of recording, we'll go through each player and see what's happened to their career, starting with Manchester City. Before football was postponed, their last game was a 2-0 defeat to Man United, so let's have a look at the team and see where they are in the year 2025 in my Football Manager 2020 simulation. Oh, and don't worry, if you like the club reviews from 2025, fear not, they're not going away. We're just trying something a little bit different, because variety is the spice of life and all that. Anyway, Edison still at Man City. There's been no change in between the sticks at Manchester City, with Edison still the number one. He barely misses a game and is now entering his peak years as a player at the age of 31. He's about to begin his 8th season at the Etihad, and despite being the main goalkeeper for all of those 8 seasons, he still doesn't actually have the number 1 jersey. But either way, it's hard to see Edison ever going anywhere, considering he's valued at £60 million, one of the top earners on 300 grand a week, and when you look at his averages, he's doing damn good. João Cancelo, PSG. The Portuguese defender started City's last game against Man United, but his career at the Etihad has yet to really take off. And according to Football Manager 2020, it'll be over by the year 2025. In 2021 he would head back to Italy on loan to play for Inter, then not long after his return he was on the move again. Cancelo joined PSG for £36.5 million, but in all honesty he's barely played, with just 13 League One appearances in 3 seasons. But his time in Paris is coming to an end, with Cancelo about to join Ajax for more than £20 million. Nicolas Otamendi, Shanghai SIPG. God bless the Chinese Super League, because it's added a load of years on Nicolas Otamendi's career. Aged 37 in July 2025, the defender is still playing, having left Man City back in 2021. On the 13th of January 2021, his Premier League journey came to an end, with SIPG taking him to China for £15.25 million. This is now his 5th season in the Chinese Super League, but it's set to be his last, with Thorden planning to retire when his contract ends in December. Fernandinho Retired. Fernandinho is a modern day Manchester City legend, and his influence at the Etihad has grown year after year. But by 2021 his time came to an end. Fernandinho would leave at the end of his contract and headed home to Brazil that summer. He would return to his first club, Atlético Paranaense, spending 2 years there and playing 51 times before officially hanging up his boots at the age of 37. Unlike a lot of players, Fernandinho is completely retired from the game. He isn't a coach, he isn't a scout, he isn't a manager, he isn't even a groundsman. He's just completely retired, probably watching Netflix series after Netflix series, getting addicted to murder documentaries and crying at every episode of Queer Eye. Alexander Zinchenko, Ajax. Kevin De Bruyne's little brother is no longer a City player, with his aspirations of becoming their main left back coming to an end pretty early on in the simulation. He joined Ajax for £21.5 million in January 2021, and he's done okay over there, but his ratings don't prove that City were wrong to get rid of him. If anything, it proves they were right to cash in. Rodri, PSG. The Spanish midfielder is currently in his first season as a City player and is expected to become a key component of Pep Guardiola's vision. But by 2025 he's taken his talents to Ligue 1, with PSG signing him for £45 million in 2023. So not only have City sold him, but at a £50 million loss as well. He's been consistently average during the simulation, but maybe City were right to take the money and run and invest in a much more impressive midfield option. He's been just as consistently average at PSG, where he's already won 3 doubles in a row. Ilkay Gundogan, Shandong Luneng. One of City's more unsung heroes has left by 2025 as well, and just like Otamendi, he's gone to the Chinese Super League. However, Gundogan is playing for Shandong Luneng, who paid almost £20 million to sign him in January 2022. If you look at his figures, Gundogan is having a much better time in China, and he even gets to play with one of his ex-City teammates, Kelechi Iheanacho, who also headed east. Bernardo Silva still at Man City. Not only is Bernardo Silva still at Manchester City, he's also the captain now following David Silva's exit. Speaking of the Spaniard, he's retired now after spending 2 years with Real Sociedad back in Spain. But back to Bernardo Silva, who leads by example at the Etihad. The little magician has been sensational during the simulation, getting goals and assists every season to justify why he wears the armband at City. Phil Foden still at Man City. He's just a baby right now in the real world, but Phil Foden is one of Man City's main men by the year 2025. The only weird thing is, he's still number 47. I mean, give the bloke a proper number for goodness sake. But he's getting better and better every season for Manchester City, proving that he really was capable of stepping up and becoming a key player at the Etihad. Raheem Sterling is still at Man City. After 10 full seasons, Raheem Sterling is still a Manchester City player and he's still a superstar as well. Every season he's scoring goals and getting assists, showing no signs of slowing down despite hitting the grand old age of 30. By then the papers will no doubt still be writing whatever they want about him, but with at least 2 more years to run on his contract, it seems likely that he'll just end his career at the Etihad, where he's pretty much won it all. Sergio Aguero retired. A Manchester City legend and their record goal scorer, Sergio Aguero is no longer at the Etihad. In fact, he's hung up his boots for good. The Argentinian striker ended his time in Manchester with 219 goals, impressing all the way up until his departure in 2023. His contract will expire that summer and Aguero returned home for one final season. He joined Boca Juniors in 2023 and in his one season there he scored 35 goals in 51 appearances, a fitting end for an incredible player. But now he's retired, Aguero fancies himself as a director of football and hopefully he'll be back at City one day bringing in players to score the goals that he no longer can. So that's Man City's last starting 11, let's whiz through a few of the players and see where they ended up and also have a look at what happened to Pep Guardiola. Starting with John Stones, he's amazingly got himself a £51 million move to Barcelona. Aymeric Laporte went to PSG for £88 million where he's been sensational. Benjamin Mendy has just enjoyed his 4th season as a Lazio player. Leroy Sané got his long-awaited move to Bayern Munich costing £64 million. Riyad Mahrez followed Gundogan and Otamendi to China and joined Beijing Guoan. Kevin De Bruyne is a free agent after being released by Man City and he currently has an offer to go back to Belgium with Anderlecht. And as for Pep Guardiola, he's the Liverpool manager. Yes, we saved the most ridiculous one until the end. See ya. So there we have it, that's where Man City's current team are in 2025 on our Football Manager 2020 simulation. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you like the video, share it, give it a like. If you like the channel, please subscribe, you'll never miss a video. But until next time, we will see you around.